Oh yeah. Well. What's up, Shadow Crew? it's Chet Maddox, and welcome to Hot Point now. And we got some massive news coming out of WWE and Netflix. And hey, I know you're watching this and you're probably not subscribed, so you should do that real quick and be sexy, because if you ain't subscribed, you ain't sexy. So let's get into the news that I have for you, because I think you're going to probably want to hear this, and there's no better place to hear it than on the Shadow Crew Podcast Network. Shadow Nose Network. All right, so what am I talking about? Well, lucky for you, I spend minutes upon minutes, thousands upon hundreds of millions of dollars scouring the internet because you don't have it and I do. And I am talking about a massive deal that involves Netflix and WWE. So you're not here to just listen to me ramble. I know that because it says in the comments, but keep the comments coming and you should subscribe, because if you don't subscribe, you got problems. So anyways, let's get into the nitty gritty of the video, so we could just get this over with and I can move on to something bigger and better. Okay? So Netflix, they have grabbed WWE Raw, not the whole thing, but Raw, starting in January of 2025. Raw is going to Netflix. Now, if we look here, it says Netflix will exclusively stream to WWE. Netflix will exclusively stream WWE Raw from January 2025 as part of a long-term partnership between the streamer and TKO, the company formed when WWE merged with UFC. This is such a massive freaking deal. It's gonna, like Peacock, people are gonna drop. Like I just don't. I'm interested to see what it does to everything. I'm sure this is part of this. Netflix is gonna just gouge you on prices again, because they do every time they get something rad. They just like, hey, you know what's cool? Like, we know this is cool, and we're gonna charge you $12 more if you want access to WWE. And trust me, and mark my word on this, this is the beginning of that, because this will be one of the first times that anything live is streamed on Netflix, and it's going to create a whole nother market for Netflix, and they're going to think that it's going to be just as successful, even though they forgot that it's WWE. And yeah, so we'll see what it's going to happen, but the deal means Raw, the WWE's flagship weekly program, leaves linear television for the first time since its inception 31 years ago. Raw is currently the most watched show on USA Network, where it brings in 17.5 million unique viewers over the course of the year. That's massive. Okay? They're essentially just losing that. So It's insane. So beginning January 2025, Netflix will be the exclusive new home of Raw in the US, Canada, UK, and Latin America, among other territories, with additional countries and regions to be added over time. As part of the agreement, Netflix will also become the home of all WWE shows and specials outside the US, as available inclusive of Raw and WWE's other weekly shows, SmackDown and NXT, as well as the company's premium live events, including WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Royal Rumble. WWE's documentaries, original series, and forthcoming projects will also be available on Netflix internationally beginning in 2025. Massive move, right? This is massive. When you look at what this is, they valued this thing at $5 billion. Now, sometimes the product isn't good, but you can't deny the fact that WWE live events, Monday Night Raw, gets a lot of freaking viewers. And that show at times is over 3 hours. They've done this back and forth on different times, but if you just think about that, this coming to Netflix is huge, not only for TKO, WWE, Netflix, but just USA Network is gonna have a problem after this because it's such a massive show. I mean, look, I love the product. I think that WWE has a lot of potential here. I'm hoping that they plan an epic event for January 2025. But I'm curious what everyone thinks that's watching this right now that hasn't subscribed. Because I know you don't subscribe, and you should. And you should also give a thumbs up. You act like you're getting charged for every subscription button you click. Well, you're not. There's no payments. But what are your thoughts on this move with WWE? Do you think this is the beginning of a new era for Netflix? Like, we have Netflix started out as a DVD company online, sending it in. Then they said we got this streaming idea. No one believed in them. And then it became massive. And Blockbuster Video, for those of you who don't know or remember, tried to take on Netflix, and they lost because they didn't understand what was going on. This is a whole new era and a big, massive change for not only WWE, TKO, and Netflix, but it's a massive loss for USA Network, in my humble opinion, which is obviously the only opinion that ever freaking matters. So, let me know below. Let's get the conversation going, okay? Sources, IGN, I'll put it in the description. You can read the article there. I'm kind of excited about it because it means it's one other subscription I can get rid of, or I don't need to watch, or whatever. But I'm curious what you know. So until next time, stay sexy, subscribe, and come back for more videos. I've been your lovely, gorgeous host, Chet Maddox, and I'll talk to you real soon.